Hello everyone, and this is the lecture series of Operation Research subject. Course code of this subject is ME405. Present time unit number 4 is running, and in this series lecture number is 25. And today I will discuss about a topic, inventory management, and this is a topic related to the ordering cost or storing the different types of item in your warehouses, and this includes the different types of materials, management of the raw material, components and the finished product, and this material is stored in warehouses, and for the companies with complex supply chain and manufacturing process, balancing the risk of inventory gluts and shortages is especially difficult. To achieve these balances, firms have developed two major methods for inventory management, and first is just in time and second is material requirement planning. And for my introduction, myself Rahul Kumar, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. And then come to the objectives of this chapter. By the end of this section, you should be able to understand about the inventory management, or different types of inventories process, and these inventories are the non-capitalized asset are kept in the proper manner according to their specific shape and placement. And you know the how to inventory management technique is work, and the main aim of the inventory management system is to keep the stock in such a way that it is neither overstock or understock. Means in this process, inventory management, just you plan the how to manage your stocks in your company, and if any overstock condition will reduce the order production process, and understock will lead the stoppage of the work case. And the main objective of this inventory management is here. The objective of inventory management are operational and financial. In operational, just like material and stock should be available in sufficient amount, whereas in functional, the minimum working capital should be looked in. The minimum working capital should be looked in. So these are the different kinds of objectives related to this lecture. And then move to the introduction of this inventory management. So for the introduction, about this inventory management, and this is depend on the two things. First is independent demand, and second is dependent demand. Means which type of demand, this is not depend on the other factors. This is called the independent demand. But dependent demand, this will affect by the other factors also, and this is the dependent demand. And in this case, suppose in this big ellipse, inside this big ellipse, this demand effect on the D2 and E1 strategies also, and here is D3 and F2 strategy, it will affect on C2. Here is B4, but these all strategies are connected to the A, but here A is the independent demand. So I am talking about this independent and dependent demand of the inventory. And independent demand is always uncertain. Independent demand is always uncertain, and dependent demand is certain case, right? Dependent demand is certain and independent demand is uncertain. So but this dependent demand based on the different factors, like as a suppose you make one type of just like an example, as a you make one screw. So this screw depend on the machine also, means lathe machine is performed very well or not, or raw material is present in your warehouse. So these are the dependent demand. But independent demand, just you buy the raw material from any other company. So in this type of example, this demand only present by the present of the raw material in that company. If raw material is present, then you can purchase this raw material. So this is the independent demand example. And then move to the, suppose in this case dependent demand are finished gives the different types of inventory models, and these models are two types. First one is independent demand and second is dependent demand. And independent demand, just like as a finished goods means this can provide a single component of this. Suppose just like as your mobile, computer and all other things. So these are the independent demand finished good items that are ready to be sold. That are means these are item does not require any further modification. That does not require any further modification. For the case of example, computer or your mobile phone or any product, suppose a Honda bike and all other things, right? For the second case, this is the dependent demand, and this dependent demand present the component of the finished food, depend on the component of the finished product. Suppose example of the parts that make up the computer and the accessories, different types of accessories. Suppose in computer system webcam is present or not present, and your mic is working and not working in proper way. So these are the accessories related to the computer. So this shows the independent demand. This shows the dependent demand of the company. And then if I am talking about types of inventories, and these inventories are different types. First is raw material and purchase part, and second is partially completed goods called work in progress, and third one is finished good inventories, and this gives the manufacturing firm or merchandise retail stores. And for this purpose here, inventory are divided into three steps. First is raw material and purchase part, partially completed goods called work in progress, and finished goods inventories. So these are the three kinds of inventories here, and these inventories depend on the different kinds of factors, and these factors related to the dependent or independent demand, and these factors of, and this is also divided into four categories. First is raw material, work in progress, finished goods and merchandise. So these are the four types of inventories here. So in this case, raw material represent various material a company purchases from its production process, and these material must undergo significant work before a company can transform into a finished goods ready for sale. Suppose in Honda manufacturing company, if the company make a 1000 bike in one day, so this is the sale of this company today. And in And the next example is here, partially completed goods called work in progress. For the work in progress case, this represents the raw material in process of being transferred into a finished product, and finished goods are completed product readily available for sale to a company customer, and merchandise represent the finished goods a company buys from a supplier for future resale. So these kinds of so in this case, this type of inventory divided into 4 parts, right? First one is raw material, second is work in progress, next is finished goods inventory, and the this is finished goods inventory for the manufacturing firm and merchandise retail stores only, right? So these are the different parts for this case. And next is here, next kind of inventory is here, replacement part, tools and supplies. And supplies means you want to supply the different kinds of items and one city to another city, and supplies depend on the different goods or raw material supplies. And tools like as a if you want any fabrication in mechanical industries, so different types of tool are required. So these type of tools are used in this category. And second is here, goods in transit to warehouse, means if you want to shift, or customers also. So if you want to shift the goods in your warehouse, company to warehouse, so here transportation study is required. So suppose in Delhi main company is situated, but warehouse is in Jaipur or Jodhpur, or in some cases Uttarakhand, Dehradun also. So these kinds of transportation cost is not more than the product value, right? So if transportation cost is more, so it directly affect to the product cost, right? So for this case, function of the inventory, this shows the here 3 types of function are given here. First is the to meet anticipated demand. Second one is to smooth production requirement, and to protect against stock outs, means this type of analysis, suppose in this type of analysis, like as a function of inventory gives the 3 kinds of analysis, and this analysis is very beneficial to organization. And just like as to meet anticipated demand, to smooth production requirement, and to protect against stock outs. So these are the inventories functions, and some other functions are just depend on the work of the company, right? Means you know how this inventory management works. For this case, a company inventory is one of the most valuable assets. Any company inventory is a very more powerful assets for this company. And in retail, manufacturing, food service, or other inventory intensive sectors, a company inputs and finished products are the core of its business. A shortage of inventory, when and where it is needed, can be extremely determinant, right? At the same time, inventory can be thought of a liability if not in an accounting sense, if this is not in a accounting sense, and a large inventory carries the risk of spoilage, theft, damage, or shift in demand, and inventory must be insured, and if it is not sold in time, it may have to be disposed of at clearance prices or simply destroyed. And for this reason, inventory management is important for any firm and for the business of any size. And knowing when to restock inventory. If you don't know about the raw material and you restock, then your production is bread, and sometimes it takes very large time, and knowing when to restock inventory, what amount to purchase or produce, and what price to pay, as well as when to sell and at what price, can easily become complex decisions. Small businesses will often keep track of stock manually and determine the reorder point and quantities using different types of Excel formulas. Means with the help of this inventory level, you can define the restock order value. Or and in large businesses, businesses using the some ERP softwares. This is the enterprise resource planning ERP software, and in some cases one software is SAP, right? So different types of tasks are completed for the and another thing is here. Inventory management strategy vary depending on the industry. Industry means industry working, industry work progress, right? If these are some other functions of the inventory which is helpful to in your organization, and these functions of to help hedge against increased price, and to inventory management also give the permit operations, and for this inventory management to take advantage of a quality discount for this case. So these kinds of inventories are related to this. And so to achieve satisfactory, these are the objectives of the inventory control. Objectives of the inventory control. For this good inventory, you achieve the definite goal in your organization, and here for the good inventory level, to achieve satisfactory levels of customer service while keeping inventory cost within reasonable bounds. And here is level of the customer service, and the cost of the ordering and carrying inventory. And these objectives are depend on the only two things. First one is level of the customer service, and second is cost of ordering and carrying inventory. So any kinds of inventory you want to adopt in your company, so you first you satisfy your customers right? If your customer is satisfied, then your product is sell within a time period, and the cost of the ordering and the carrying cost of the ordering gives the means cost of the how much items you order for the raw material case, right? This is the cost of the ordering, and the carrying inventory means how much raw material is hold in your warehouses. So this is the cost of the ordering and carrying inventory. And the next is here and here this slide shows the effective inventory management. For the effective inventory management, some points are need to resolve this type of strategy, and these points are a system to keep track of inventory, a reliable forecast of demand, knowledge of lead times, and reasonable estimates of. And in the reasonable estimate, these kinds of three types of cost related to here. First one is holding cost, ordering cost, or shortage cost, and this gives the summation of all cost, gives the total cost of the site, and a classification system, and one thing is more for this case. These and the classification system, these system are divided into two types. First one is periodic system, and second one is perpetual inventory system. And in this first type of periodic system, physical count of item made at the periodic and this type of system. In the second type of system, this gives the system that keeps the track of removal from inventory continuously, thus monitoring current level of the each items, and this shows the deep behavior and deep study of this inventory level, and this also shows the different kinds of inventory levels item present in your stock or not. And in periodic system, here the physical counts of item made at the periodic interval. Suppose you want to number of items for this case, and then move to the next type of inventory. This is the inventory counting system, and for this inventory counting system, just you give the information, just you give the two types of inventory counting are two types. First is two bin system, and second is universally barcode. First is two bin system and universal barcode is. For the two bin system, two containers of inventory reorder when the first is empty. Means in this case two containers are required. First one means first you use first item, and second is use the, if first is empty, then you will use second bin. So in this case two bin are required, and universal barcode. For this universal barcode printed on a label that has information about the item, that gives the information about the items. And here means barcode carry all information related to the item. These are the some key inventory terms, and these terms related to the lead time, holding carrying cost, ordering cost, and the shortage cost. And these are the different types of cost is here. So first is lead time. This is the time interval between ordering and the receiving the order. And suppose you want to give in your Flipkart app, just you put order at the 22 of July, but you receive this order at 26th of July. So the time interval in between 22 to 26, this is the lead time, and this time gives the time interval between the ordering and the receiving the order. And next is here holding carrying cost, and this cost associated to cost to carry an item in inventory for the length of the time, usually a year. Suppose at the winter time, and you just you have a one shop, means the winter time, just you in your shop buy some umbrella, and these umbrella does not buy these in the winter season, but this umbrella only buy by the customer in the rainy season. So you just wait for the summer to winter to summer and then rainy season. So this is the time frame. This is a one time frame. Means in this case, your cost of this, your cost is item is hold. So this is the holding cost. And next is ordering cost. Ordering cost is that directly gives the ordering cost is directly give the cost of the ordering and receiving inventory. Means suppose you want to purchase new item, just you put the order, and at that time what type of cost is associated with it, this is the ordering cost. And shortage cost. Next is shortage cost, the cost when demand exceeds supply. The cost when demand exceeds supply. This is the suppose in the case of shortage cost, this is a cost related to the item when those item is short. Suppose in this academic pandemic era of this corona virus, at this time corona vaccines are short, and some mask and all other things are short for this case at that time. So these costs are exceeds, means the item cost are exceeds, and this exceeds item cost are called the shortage cost. And next thing is ABC analysis, classification systems. And in this ABC analysis, this shows the different kinds of cost related to this items. And here item are classified in three groups. First one is class A type of item, class B item, and class C item. And the inventory related to the classifying the item according to some measures of importance and allocating control efforts accordingly. And these are the A is this is a very important item, B is the moderately important item, and C is the least important item. And this analysis based on these inventory management techniques that determine the value of the inventory items, and based on their importance to business, and ABC ranks items on demand, cost and risk data, and inventory managers group items into classes based on those criteria. This helps business leader understand which product or services are most critical to the financial successes of their organization. So these kinds of data are more suitable to the organization. And this type of stock is divided into three groups. First one is class A, second is class B, and third is class C type of item. And this type of three type of items are first is divided, first is class A items. The next most important are important items, and for the class B, this is the least important, and in the class C are it is very least important items, right? And some companies may choose a classification systems and that break product into more than just these three groups, just like and suppose here I will give one example. In a tire manufacturing company, the principal says the most result come from the 20% of the effort of causes in any system, and based on this analysis, 80/20 rules. So ABC analysis identifies the 20% of the goods that deliver about 80% of the. Suppose in this case here, in this A, B, C, and A refers to the high, but it have a only less percentage in this whole volume. And in this B class of item, these are items are some less, but it holds a large volume of the percentage of this item. And for the C class of item, this is a very less item, and but it holds the large amount of this percentage of the items is here. So this is a ABC analysis. Then move to the next analysis. This is called the EOQ analysis. In the EOQ model, in this economic order quality model, just it will give the economic order quantity model. Just defines the order size that minimize the total annual cost. The main objective of this economic order quantity is it minimize the total cost of total annual cost. And just economic production model, it gives a one economic production model, and it also gives a quantity discount model. In this case of EOQ models, seeks to ensure that the right amount of inventory in is order per batch, so as company does not have to make order too frequently, and there is not an excess of inventory sitting on hand, and it assumes that there is a trade-off between the inventory holding cost and the inventory setup costs, and the total inventory costs are minimized when both setups cost and holding cost are minimized. For this case, if I am talking about this more about economic order quantity, this refers to the ideal order quantity a company should purchase in order to minimize the inventory cost, and such as holding cost, shortage cost, and the order cost. And EOQ is necessarily used in inventory management, which is the oversight of the ordering, storing, and use of a company inventories. And inventory management is tasked with calculating the number of units a company should add to an inventory with each batch in order to reduce the total cost of its inventory. So the main purpose of this inventory level is here reduce the cost of the item, reduce the cost of the raw material item are different, and increase the profit of this company, the main goal of this EOQ model. And then for the case of the assumptions of the EOQ model, and these are the several assumptions we have taken for this study, and in this case only one product is involved at the same time. At one time only one product is involved for this case, and the annual demand requirement is known, means how much amount items you require in annually. So this is also known, and demand is even throughout the year. and this type of item under comes this category which demand is throughout a year, and lead time does not vary. Here the lead time does not vary, the system, and each order is received in a single delivery. And inventory, suppose some orders are very bulky at this time, some item are some goods are received and some goods are not received, and this is called a dependent item. So here only a single delivery system is used for the independent type of item, right? And here inventory level is 0, and when now order just arrived and there are no quantity discount. In this case, no quantity discount given to the customer for this case. And then move to the next slide. Yeah, this system gives the one inventory cycle of the item, and in this inventory cycle just you place this in this inventory cycle, and here is two axes given. One is the y-axis and one is the x-axis. In the y-axis, Q gives the quantity on hand, means this gives the order of the quantity, and this x-axis shows the time. So here the different kinds of ordering and the ordering time and ordering cost are associated with it, and the different types of order. Order means this peak Q shows the quantity on hand, means this much amount of items in your stored in your warehouses. And second is this dash line shows the reorder point, means if you suppose this slant edge gives the usage rate. Slant edge gives the usage rate of the item. So this is continuously decayed, right? And if this continuously decreases, and at this point you just put the reorder. You just put the reorder at this point. So this point is shows the place of the order. This point shows the place of the order. In this type, in this graph, this shows the before the reorder point. You place the order in your any other company. So this point shows this. So in this case, this is a point which shows the before reorder point. You place this order, and suppose this point shows the receive the order, and the time between place order and the received order. Place order and the received order, this is called the lead time for this study. And here is also, this is the place order, this is the receive order, and this is the, and this graph shows the means how much time taken to the reorder point, and for the place of order point, and the reorder point also, and receive order also. Here it gives the total cost. Total cost, this is the summation of this annual cost, annual carrying cost plus annual ordering cost. So the annual carrying cost, this is given by this QH by 2, and the annual ordering cost is given by the DS by Q is here. So the total cost is equal to QH by 2 plus DQ by DS into DS by Q is here. So these are the different kinds of total cost. And here this is the one graph which shows the cost minimization goal. Which shows the cost minimization goal. Here it is total cost Q by 2H plus D by QS. So this is the, or this is this curve. This is the Bath curve of this quality, order quality is here. This is the y-axis shows the annual cost, and this is the ordering cost, this is the carrying cost, and this Q0, this is the minimum order cost Q0 value, shows the optimal order quantity. So the optimal order quantity. So for more introduction related to this topic, you can EOQ analysis, it will give a next lecture of this series, and then move to the next section of this problem is this is lecture is here. This is the MCQ problem section. So for this section we just move. For the first question, and this is the which of the following is not an inventory. So these are the four options is given here. First one is machine, second is raw material, C option is here finished product, and D is consumable products as consumable tools. So the correct answer of this question is here A, machines, and which of the following not an inventory. This is the A option is correct for this question. And then move to the second question. The following classes are usually involved in inventory decisions except carrying cost of ordering, carrying cost of shortage, and the machine cost. So here is a so the correct answer for this problem is here machining cost. This is the correct answer. And then move to the next question. And in this next question, this is the cost of the insurance and taxes are included in cost of the ordering, setup cost, or the inventory carrying cost and cost of the shortage. So for this question number 3, C answer is right. So this is the inventory carrying cost. And the question number 4, buffer stock is the level of stock. This is the half of the annual stock at which the ordering process should start, and minimum stock level below which actual stock should be not fall, and the maximum stock is inventory. Maximum stock in inventory. So the correct answer is here C. C is the correct answer, which gives the minimum stock level below which actual stock should not fall. So move to the next problem, and this is the next question related to the MCQ, and the minimum stock level is calculated at A option is reorder level and minus normal consumption into normal delivery time, and second is reorder level plus normal consumption into normal delivery time, and third is reorder level plus normal consumption and normal delivery time, and D option is here reorder level plus normal consumption divided by normal delivery time. So this option A is right answer. The minimum stock level is calculated at the reorder level minus normal consumption into normal delivery time. So A is the correct answer for this problem. And which of the following is true for inventory control? Economic order quantity has minimum total cost per order, and inventory carrying cost increases with quantity per order, and ordering cost decreases with size, and all of the above. So here all of the above means D option is right for this question. And move to the next question. Question number 6. The time period between placing an order, its receipt in a stock is known as lead time, carrying time, sorted time, and overtime. So option A is right answer. It gives the lead time. Lead time, this is the right answer for this question. And then move to the next question. So this is the reordering label is calculated as maximum consumption rate into maximum reorder period, and minimum consumption rate into minimum reorder period. Maximum, here C option is right for this question. And then move to the next question, and this is the question number 9. For the question number 9, and which statement characterized as the standard form of a linear programming problem? So here is A option is right. This is gives the constraints are given by inequalities of any type. So and this is a question number 10. And what is the objective function of linear programming problem? So here is C option is right. A linear function is an optimization problem. Then move to the references of this lecture. These are the different kinds of references I have taken for this lecture here. If you more information regarding this lecture, then you go to this references, and thank you all of you for the kindly patiently listening this lecture. Thank you all of you. Thank you.